Now you are.
Okay, we are finally live. Hello, everyone. Men of BioTropics here, saying what's up, seeing how y'all are doing. Our daily, weekly check-in to give you some knowledge and drop some fantastic knowledge on you, and to help you guys in your mental, spiritual, physical journeys. So we're going to kick off this show with another sponsor, of course. As you can see, y'all can see some of the spreads out here. Okay, so Rick, who we got this week?
We got
giving us love.
We got Crave from St. Augustine. Andre and Renee over at Crave, 2 locations, one on King Street, one by the Ross over here on US 1. Unbelievable. Their food is just incredible. They hooked us up really well tonight. I went in there. Their staff is pleasant, and the place is busy. And as you can tell, their food is just
all fresh.
Fresh.
Very fresh.
This is very
awesome.
Very fresh.
Yeah. And if you go on their website and look them up, Crave, it's, all locally grown. They're all about the health. Both of them work out and train at our gym where we train. I was talking to them, and I'm like, hey, and they said, hey, come in. We'd like to. And wow,
it's good food.
And you saw earlier, I brought one of the boxes in. I was on my way home and started eating one. It smelled so good in the car. Mm-hmm. I couldn't help it myself, So
we're short one.
We're short one. But hey,
well, I have to recommend the Aztec chicken. That was good, man.
Yeah, this Thai chicken is good.
Awesome.
It's got a little peanut sauce thing going on.
Yeah, I had the Bacon Ranch Club, and it was just
it's good stuff. So we'll still be eating this periodically throughout.
Absolutely. So if anybody's wants something like this, go over to see Renee or Andre. Tell them you saw us on here. Like I said, good people, good staff. The food's amazing. Check them out. Absolutely. Check them out. They got shakes. They got salads. They got wraps. They got all kinds of everything healthy. They have it. So check them out.
That's good. Healthy and fresh. Shout out again to Crave. We love y'all. Thank you for the food. We appreciate it. And when you guys get a chance, go check them out and get some good food.
Absolutely.
So let's get this kicked off today. So one of the things that we were talking about on camera was the importance of genetic testing and understanding that people really should get this done for their overall well-being, because a lot of people really don't know what the hell's going on with their bodies, and they go in and try these crazy diets and different things, and then they don't work, and then they're upset about it. But it could have been that, the carnivore diet was the thing they actually were allergic to, and it shouldn't be the thing they should be doing, is eating meat 24/7. So we'll let Pat kick it off a little bit and talk a little bit about genetic testing. I believe you have your own genetic test that you did on yourself here that you got done that you're going to talk about.
I'm going to expose myself to everybody.
Expose yourself. Not in the figurative sense, y'all. This is
We're still keeping our G rating.
Yes. Well, no.
No, we got rid of our G rating a long time ago. That's right. Good point.
PG.
Last week.
I don't even think it's PG. I think that we've got warnings all over this podcast.
So basically, we've never really broken down what the genetic test is. I don't think really, right? We just
first off,
about the benefits.
Is genetic testing from us available to everyone?
Yes.
Y'all hear that, right?
Yes.
It's available to all of y'all. So
and there's 6 different genetic
if you're interested in genetic tests, drop that below. But keep going, Pat.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go through this report and kind of let you guys know what it is, how they come up with the report.
It's 93 pages when you get it back.
Yeah. It's 98% accurate too.
It's not like they just give you a 1-page report. It's a notebook.
Binder.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, if you do this test, you get a PDF file of it, a digital copy. You could order a book that you could actually keep at your house with you. That's obviously that would be extra. Everybody pretty much does digitals nowadays, right? So the digital copy is obviously free. That comes with everything, and you get the coaching session with myself that will take you through that whole report, and we'll dissect it and kind of explain it to you. Now there is one of them that's the gut health test. That one requires a nurse practitioner to decipher for you or to translate it for you. and that is actually provided by the company that does the test, right? So
That's awesome.
the company, the nurse practitioner from Genetic Direction will get on with you and explain to you your entire gut health results. So that's a really good test too. I had that one done. I have not sat with a nurse practitioner yet just because I haven't had time, but that's the next thing I'm going to do. So, so anyway, the way the genetic tests work is it is a swab. It's a salivary swab. The kit gets drop shipped to your house. It's very easy to do. You just follow the instructions in the kit. You register it, answer their. They have like a, I'd say 20, 30 questionnaire that you have to answer. And then you do the swab, you package it up and send it back. It takes up to 3 weeks to get that result back. And like Rick said, it's a very detailed report that's 90 plus pages long and full of just very valuable information. So what you guys got to understand is, you know, and I'm going to read some of this stuff off to you guys because it's just really good description. So let's see here. The science of the human body only recently evolved enough to allow scientists to identify and analyze a person's DNA. Your report not only provides you with a roadmap of your specific genes, but gives direction on how you can potentially optimize your health and well-being with the knowledge. We spend a lifetime trying to learn more about ourselves, especially how our body works and how our health is affected by our habits and behaviors. Traditionally, we have learned that what works and what doesn't work through trial and error. But experience alone doesn't always give us the information we need. Your report will help you better understand the factors that can affect how your body ticks. This report will provide you with results in 4 key areas that can affect the way your body looks and feels. Your report includes an analysis of your genotype for certain key genes that are related to weight management, nutrition, and exercise. So this report is called the GX Slim, and this is the one that's geared toward weight loss. So what is genetic testing? Genetic testing utilizes a physical specimen from the body, saliva, blood, or other tissues to reveal information about a person's chromosomes or genes. In addition to identifying key genes, the information is evaluated about areas on each gene that may differ between people. So these areas are known as single nucleotide polymorphisms. We use the term genotype to describe the outcome of your individual genetic test. So everybody that has one of these has a unique individual genotype, right? That's what it's saying. Everybody's unique. So every report is going to be different. No one's going to be the same. Nobody responds to things the same way. Which body traits are analyzed? To produce your results, we look at the genes that are related to the 4 major categories: weight loss, macronutrients in the diet, micronutrients in the diet, and response to exercise. So some of the results are directly related to weight loss efforts from a diet and exercise, and other results are relevant because they can affect how you feel and how your body functions optimally. This can affect your performance and your efforts to manage your body weight. So how do we determine the results? We provide a genetic analysis that indicates which gene combinations you have in each category. You will receive a rating based on our calculated score for each trait in the category. Some categories only have 1 gene associated with that trait. Other categories have several genes associated with that trait. And that calculated score reflects the potential combined influence from 1 or more genes. Let's go here. See, why is your genotype important? So your genotype reveals the blueprint for your body. The ratings we provide reflect your genotype for each gene or set of genes. This shows you your potential response based on your genetic analysis to different aspects of body weight management. Keep in mind that if your results show the presence of certain genotypes and your results suggest that you will exhibit either an enhanced or below average response, for example, this does not mean that the outcome associated with that genotype is definitely how your body will react. So what they're saying is, even if every once in a while it may give you a result that isn't that accurate, but this report is 98% accurate. So that's why we also incorporate blood work, because you got to realize that when you do this test, your body's probably not going to be in very good shape, right? Yeah. So it's not operating.
We're doing all this for a reason,
right? It's not operating the way it's supposed to operate. So one of the things we do to see how we can get your body to kind of reflect what this is saying is we take your blood work and we say, okay, well, this is off, this is off, this is off. These things could be off from environmental issues. They could be off from diet, from non-exercise, and they could be directly related to a result that is in this report too, right? So, that's really our approach, is to do both. That gives us the most comprehensive report possible for somebody. You guys got any comments you want?
I think the cool part about it is they won't just get this report here and just be on a limb and be like, all right, we gave you all the information, I'll figure it out. The cool part that we offer is, one, they'll get the counseling from you. They can also have the health coaching from Jackie and myself. And then Rick, as a personal trainer, can actually sit down and look at this report and say, what workouts and what type of, endurance can your body handle until we get you to be, totally optimized to where we can give you a workout. So what do you think, and how would something like this benefit with your clients?
Well, we talked about this, touch base last couple of weeks on this with the proteins and the carbohydrate stuff. Nutrition is everything. 90% of it, 80%, and the actual workout is 10%. So if you're not eating right, this is going to tell me that. If you can't digest chicken, as we knew somebody that couldn't, this told us that, that they can't have that. So like he said, this is a blueprint to your body. So his is going to be different from yours. So we get this report, we go over certain things. We know what exercises, we know how your body functions with processing the proteins, the carbohydrates, and then we have the blood work. So then we know, do you have low T, do you have low progesterone? So it all works hand in hand. Where everybody else is playing a guessing game, and like Pat said, hey, I'm gonna try this diet, I'm gonna try that diet, and $300 here, $400 there. Hey, I'm taking this supplement, that supplement, and one of my clients walked in today, and she went to her doctor last week, and he said, why are you taking all these supplements? Who told you need to take those? So I don't know, I'm taking vitamins. He goes, you don't need anything. You're high on everything. You're right where you need to be. If you're eating right, you don't need magnesium. You don't need this. You don't need sulfate. You don't need, she's like, I don't know. I just thought I need to take it. He goes, did any doctor ever tell you need to take those? No. Well, this is going to tell you all that, and the blood work and things like that. So you're wasting your money. So for the price of this test, which is $400 for something, $4 and change, you're no longer wasting your money.
Yeah. Because you're getting definitive results. 98%, that's pretty high.
98% is pretty good. If I had a 98% chance of hitting the lottery, I'm playing the friggin' lottery. Okay? I mean, that just makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay? So stop wasting your money. Do this. Yeah, a lot of people say, all right, $400 is a lot of money. But how many diets do you do? And then it doesn't work, or it works for 2 weeks, then you get off it, and this is a map. Like we said, you get a 90-something page report. It's yours. It ain't going to change. It's not going anywhere. If you bring it to me, you bring it to your trainer, you bring it to somebody else, you bring it 6 months from now, you still have it. It's not going to change. It's DNA. It doesn't go away. It's like a fingerprint. It doesn't go away.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, you go on a trip from point A to point B, right? You got all this space in between. You don't know anything about it, but you got one option where you just take off on your own, right? Or you got a map, right? Which one are you going to choose? The one with the map, right?
The one with the map.
Yeah, so you don't get lost. Right?
Exactly.
Right. So one of the things is, this guidance will give you the extra edge in finding the right plan that helps you maximize the results you get from dieting and exercise. So, there's things that you can't change, right? One of those things is how we're made, how God made us, right?
Yeah.
We can't change that. You can't change your genes, but what are the things that we can change?
Trend.
Behavior, right?
Yeah. All those things that are important. I mean, if you weren't born a runner, like I'm not a runner, but Jackie's a runner. She figured that out.
I told you I'd chase you in the
I
van.
don't think I was born a runner.
Running is your thing.
People don't understand we're built a certain way. and our bodies respond to things and they don't respond to things, right? So if we have a roadmap that says, hey, your body is going to operate this way, it's going to perform this way the best that it possibly can, then why wouldn't you follow that? Right? I mean, it's just, and it's not available. And this science has not been available until recently. Yeah. So genetic testing has been around for a long time, but it's only until recently that they've been adapting it to other sorts of lifestyle things, right? Like diet, exercise, hair, skin, stuff like that. So, this is an opportunity to bypass all the frustration and all the failure in diets and exercise that make people turn away from it, right?
But everybody has a goal.
They get discouraged.
You're looking at that as a goal. You're on these diets for a goal. You have a goal to get from point A to point B, like your map. If this takes all that guessing out of it, which it does, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Think about that. It takes all the guessing out of it. You're no longer playing with this diet or playing with that diet. It takes all the guessing out of it. It helps you get to point A to point B straight.
Yeah, the pain.
Take a lot of the pain.
I think it's the. I don't know. I mean, I think it's the frustration, right? That really gets people.
Yeah.
Man, I've been working my ass off.
Forget it.
That's why you quit.
I'm not. I'm doing what I'm told to do. It's not working. Mm-hmm. I'm taking all these meds. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Nothing is working. I quit.
Yeah.
I give up.
Then they just give up and
throw the towel.
Yeah. Just call all day. And
it just makes sense that you would want to know this. And I think the runner conversation is actually funny, but it's a good example, right? And why there's some people who, I say this all the time. It's funny that you three on camera right now hate running, right? But that, there's a point here is that, so I try to explain when I run, my brain lights up. Like when I run, I am elated. Like that is my happiest place. Whereas if you guys run, you're like, what the fuck am I running for? Who am I running from? Why the hell am I doing this? It's the opposite. Yeah, but if you ask yourself, sir, is your phone on during the podcast?
You ask yourself that while you're running.
So you've got to think that has to come back to just how we're built, right? Come back to who we are as humans. It's in our DNA. And I think that for forever people have asked, well, how do I figure out what's the magic thing? But it just makes sense that it would come back to our DNA, who we are as people, how we were created, and finding the puzzle and putting the pieces together. So it just makes sense. But I feel like the world doesn't know that it's actually something available.
But think about it too. Back in the day, say even our parents' era or whatever, genetics was only thought of you're a boy or a girl, you got brown hair, blonde hair, blue eyes. Now they're finding out that they can pinpoint a behavior, due to your genetic makeup and all this other stuff, So the advancement.
When's the first time you ever heard of DNA? For me, it was O.J. Simpson.
I think that's when most people heard about it.
Seriously, that's the first time.
A factual thing come to the forefront. So
to now hear this.
But I think this is the thing too, is I feel like there's a movement in healthcare right now that is
getting shot. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I probably should have said that. Sorry. Too soon?
Too soon, I guess.
When people become compliant with a system that is not above board, I guess those types of things can happen to you. But it's unfortunate that happened to that guy. But there's a lot of fed up people, and that I think that leads into this is a booming approach in healthcare, and I think that a lot of it has to do not only with insurance companies and them denying you care and all that stuff, but the whole COVID situation. People, start realizing, hey man, I really need to start taking care of myself. If this shit happens again, I can't be. I want to live. I want to, I don't want to depend on the drugs. I don't want to depend on the vaccines. I don't want to depend on that shit. Right. So these are ways that you can get your body in that state where you can survive these things, and you're strong enough and healthy enough to get through it.
I think that's an even bigger conversation about like this particular program that goes beyond weight loss. I think for a lot of us and for most of my clients, the number one thing you ask somebody, what do you want? And they want to lose weight, most of them, right?
Right.
But they don't recognize all the other things that they actually need to address. We need to address the chronic stress. We need to address the chronic inflammation. We need to address the unhealthy gut, like all that kind of thing. And I think this conversation about what we can do with DNA beyond weight loss, that we can actually get your body working in an optimal level by knowing what foods to feed it, knowing what to do about your gut health, knowing what things to get you moving that can actually prevent disease.
Yes.
You know, and so I think it's just so powerful.
I think the mindset overall on it just needs to change a little bit, because I think most people are like, well, I just want to lose weight, and they just get focused on that.
Yeah.
When you got a lot of things around that, you know, a lot of people are just stressed.
Yes.
A lot of people are overworked. A lot of people got, you know, different things going on. You got 2-3 kids, and then your whole lifestyle is just bananas.
You both just said the same thing though. Stress.
Mm-hmm.
Stress brings so much problems and unhealthiness to your life. It don't matter if you come to the gym, you're there, but if you don't leave it at the front door when you walk in and you bring all that stress in your cell phone, and that phone's ringing, your text, you're not getting your optimum workout. You're just not. You need to leave that at the door. If you can't come in and give yourself,
they have the little lockers up there now, right?
if you can't come in and give yourself 30 to 45 minutes, I don't care if you're coming in the gym 5 days a week, but if you can't give yourself 30 to 45 minutes and leave the stress and all the other bullshit at the front door, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I see people in there and I get pissed off. They're in there texting. They're in there checking emails. They're doing this. They're doing that. Come on. Come in, de-stress yourself, give your workout in, and get it done. I mean, stress is huge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's so important that that's what we do here, is work on all of it. The holistic approach is what's important, looking at all of wellness as a whole instead of just one particular thing, including the DNA programs. There's so much it can tell us about how your body deals with things, including how are you dealing with stress? You know, how there's just so much. And you know what we get a lot. So, and for all of you guys that are listening right now, I see you who are saying DNA, that you want the DNA program. We can't message you while we're live, but as soon as we hop off, you guys are all going to get the link so you can register and get your consults done. We got you. We see you. But one of the questions that we get a lot, Pat, is this like that blood? What is it? I don't even know what it is. Like there's a blood type diet or something.
No.
People get confused about what this is. Is it that?
There was a book written. I don't know how old the book is, but I know I heard about the book first about 10, 12 years ago. One of my supervisors actually tried it and said it was bullshit. But basically what it is, it's a diet based off your blood type.
Oh.
So like type A blood or type AB blood. I don't even know what it is because I've never read it, but what I've heard of it is that it's total bullshit.
It is, because DNA is DNA and blood type, just two different DNAs.
Yeah.
You know, blood type. That's it.
Now, I don't know. Maybe it's worked for some people. I don't know.
As a health coach, exactly. As a coach, I would say if you've seen results in it, it's probably because they put you in a calorie deficit and you started paying attention to what you were eating, and so it just did. But like, if Brian and I have the same DNA, that I don't feel means we should eat the same things and we should do the same exercise. Like, I mean, the same blood type. If we have the same blood type, like that doesn't mean so.
Yeah. So this is one thing you guys said, and it's something that I see in conversations with our, when I follow up with clients and go through coaching sessions and, catch up with people on their results and how they feel. And I say, oh, well, I feel great, but the number's not where I want it to be. The number's not where I want it to be. And I'm like, but you feel good though, right?
Like the number on the scale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel good, right?
Rick loves that conversation.
You feel good?
Yeah.
Do you feel good? and they tell me, I look better too. I look better. I feel good. I'm like, well, you're exercising. You're eating right. So you're not just burning fat. You're building muscle. you're toning your body up more, right? So you got to understand the science behind all that. Muscle weighs more than fat, right? So a lot of these people that are working out, they're so fixated on the number on the scale. It drives me nuts sometimes because it's like, dude, stop looking at the scale. Like, stop weighing yourself. The worst thing you can do is weigh yourself every single day. Stop doing that, right? Weigh yourself once a week.
As a trainer,
Rick, tell this too, Rick. So when you look at yourself, though, like, start measuring yourself.
Right.
Stop looking at the number on the scale.
Both the same size, fat, muscle, same dimensions, everything. But the muscle is going to weigh 3 times more. I get clients come in all the time and tell me that. Oh my God, my clothes fit. See this shirt? I haven't worn it. You did that.
Yeah.
You did that. You bought a shirt. Yep. He's like, oh, this shirt.
What a shirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where it comes in, look at me, Or I get a lot of women telling, oh my gosh, this shirt's like this, or this dress, or these pants, but Rick, the scale hasn't changed because now you're gaining muscle.
Yeah.
But people, oh my God, my friends told me, my family told me I look so much better, but the scale hasn't changed. But how do you feel? Well, I feel good. But I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, you can't, we can switch some things up. And
it's part of our job too as coaches. And this is what we will provide also is, coaching you into the right mindset. Also, like, hey, look, man, that's not the important thing that we're looking at here. You got to understand, we have to train, we have to let people understand what to focus on.
Yes.
What is healthy for your body and your mind, right? Like, who gives a shit what the number on that scale is? If you feel good and you look better and you're wearing a shirt that you didn't wear I'm saying?
That's the positive things. It's that mindset, just getting people to understand.
And I'll tell you right now, the way I respond, personally, is I will not lose weight. The second I get into the gym, I'm going to put on pounds because that's the way I respond. I get big, right? When I work out, I get big, and that's just. And as long as I get bigger, but I'm slimming up here, I'm fine. I don't care what that number says on the weight.
But guys are different.
Yeah.
Guys are in the mirror. You got a shower. You're looking like, damn, I look good. You're like looking. Girl will get out, be like, step on the scale. It don't matter how many people told her that day she looks good, and there's somebody in this room that she wouldn't step on the scale the other day, but I'm not going to say. But I'm just saying, and she gets told all the time, you look great, you do this, you do that. But at the same time, she doesn't want to step on that scale because she's afraid of that number.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of those things where it's like,
I think that's just a societal issue that's always been put into your brain.
It's part of being human for sure. I think it proves why they need us. Because look at, like, each of us sitting at a table could talk about different times where it's happened to each of us. We're like, you can't help but get frustrated if you do just look at that number. So you need someone in your life. You need a health coach. You need a trainer. You need someone to remind you on what we're focusing on, and what that looks like. So
the true healthy weights. What, like a woman who's 182, and a woman who's the same weight, you can put them side by side. One may be super skinny, but the other one maybe have more muscle, be toned better,
right?
Look better overall. But it's hard to just show them.
My client and I talked about this morning. She went to the clinic there, Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. They told her you're obese, and she's like, "What?" The scale hasn't changed since 1964. The Surgeon General has not changed the scale. I'm 5'11", 237. They tell me I'm obese. I am not obese, but that system has not been changed because
that don't even get me started.
Because of insurance companies will tell you you're obese.
I said I want to avoid this.
I know. Rick is over here trying not to get canceled tonight, fellas.
But that same thing happened to me when I was in the military. When I was in the military, I used to have to be taped all the time.
Yeah.
But I was 225 pounds chiseled.
Yeah.
But I still had to be taped.
Yeah. Dude, they told me when I was
supposed to be 185.
Yeah.
I think I was 185 like a junior in high school.
Yeah. They told me I'm supposed to be 180 something also. Or 170 something. I told my wife that one.
I look anorexic.
I said, could you imagine if I was 175 pounds? I'd be like a freaking light pole.
But that's when insurance companies are saying, "Oh no, you're obese. That's why you're like that. That's what you're."
I was 175 pounds. I graduated high school at 165, 170. Like, it's 18 years old, man. I mean, I've been. And
life insurance can deny you because you're obese.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. I feel obese.
Yep.
That's one crazy issue that's happening these days. So talking about obesity, Okay. I think we needed to just touch on the GLP-1s one more time. I mean, I know we have all the genetic testing, the DNA testing, but I think it's important.
And the two can go hand in hand.
And the two can go hand in hand. Mm-hmm. So if it comes back that you become a client of ours, so if it comes back and you never got tested, right. And it comes back that you're
so I can tie that into this a little bit. I'm going to tie that into this a little bit right here. So you got bring it around. So you got so what you're going to get out of this report is a report summary for weight loss, for food sensitivity, nutrients, and exercise, right? So let me get down here. The way we tie the GLP-1s in here is that this will tell us our insulin sensitivities and our glucose sensitivities. I just got to find it because I'm not going in order. So like we talked about before, the GLP-1s, Ozempic, Mounjaro. Ozempic is semaglutide. Mounjaro is tirzepatide. There's another one coming out after the new year called retatrutide. Retatrutide or something like that. Retatrutide. But so the way those things work is they regulate your insulin and your sugar. What is this? They also, 98 pages. Yeah, I know. They also slow down the peristalsis in your stomach to give you that full feeling. That's mainly how they work. Where is this? Talked about
which is good for a lot of people like me and Rick here.
You're using.
Yes, I'm on the semaglutide because I'm a type 2. Right. So it helps with diabetes and helps regulate my sugar so that I can lose weight and then I can get off all of them altogether and just continue with my other care with the NAD and the other things that I do additionally because that's my goal. My goal is to get off of these, these drugs that suck.
Yeah.
With the NAD and the Simorelin and all that kind of stuff, you should be.
Oh, it's in the card.
And you're killing it in the gym. I mean, look at the videos. You're killing it.
Yeah.
But you're giving me that 30 minutes, and you come in, you leave your shit at the door.
I sure do.
Because
I don't have my phone, I have nothing.
The 3 Ds, you desire something, the dedication, the discipline is there.
Because the thing is just like with home, with some dudes we do get frustrated a little bit. And at first I was frustrated a little bit because I was like, well, the scale's not moving too quick as quick as I want. I mean, I'm getting a little bit of weight loss trickled in there, but it's not moving like I would like it to move. But at the same time, I understand overall that my goal is my overall health and well-being. And, and like right now I feel good. I feel better than I felt in a very long time, it's good not having the additional stress of the police job anymore, but I think, you always have life stress. There's different stressors in life that you're always going to have.
Yeah.
But I think overall, it's helped a lot because it's brought my sugar down. I mean, my
appetite too.
Well, my A1C, I was almost at like an 8. If people know what A1C is. Yeah. And then I had my last one.
Tell them what it is. What is A1C?
A1C is your it's your cholesterol. How's it work?
It's the number it's the number they use to determine whether you're diabetic or not.
Yes, basically, yes. Yeah. It has to do with like your sugar level, all this stuff combination. A lot of science that I don't really know much about. Okay, but I do know that
it's a marker for diabetes.
Yes, and then your borderline. If you're borderline if you get anywhere over 6, and then once you're past, I think 6.5, then you're presumed a type 2, and then once you get anything higher way up in the 8th and 9th, then you're like a type 1, which type 1 is irreversible. So if you've been determined pre-diabetic, or if you've been determined, that you're borderline or you're a type 2, you got to get on it now because once you hit 1, that's it.
And that's the thing is people need to understand is like you have an opportunity to understand how your body works, to get your blood drawn, to figure out all these markers and say, hey, I'm not at that point of no return yet, right? I don't have to depend on that system. I don't have to do that yet. But there will be a day, if you don't make those changes, that you will have to depend on that system. Because if you follow just average American everyday lifestyles, you're going to be sick.
Oh yeah,
You're going to be sick. There's no way around it, right? So, the GLP-1s, in my opinion,
dogs are saying hello. Come on. We're making sure everyone stays safe. We are good. Okay. Because there's people out there targeting people who talk about health or associated with health.
Well, there's some people that will talk about GLP-1s in a negative manner, saying that they're a cop out, or they're with this or that, or they're being abused, or they try to shame you for using the GLP-1 or whatever, and that's just total bullshit. But that's just like everything else. Anything can be abused, right? But that's what we're here for. So if you use a GLP-1 through us, not only are you going to be coached, but you're going to be medically supervised. And once you reach your goal and you're healthy, and we see that you're healthy, we will take you off of it, and we're going to put you on something else that is going to
help.
And there's other ways to use the GLP-1s too. They can be used for maintenance. So it's I think having the proper guidance, coaching, medical directors, nurse practitioners that are very educated in this approach of healthcare is key to success. So just real quick, I wanted to go through here. There's some sections in here that I want to point out that this genetic test will help you understand. It kind of gives you a snapshot of what your metabolism is like, whether you're below average, normal, or above average. So mine came back as normal, which means that I'm going to read to you here what it says. Your genetic profile indicates you are likely to have a normal RMR, which is resting metabolic rate, and to have an average level of metabolic responses to diet and exercise in terms of burning fat. So you may burn fat about the same number of calories at rest as most of your peers. Now, if you came back as below average, that would be telling you that you don't burn at a normal rate, right? So what does that tell you? What would that tell you about me if I came back as below average?
We need to figure out why. So what's the problem? What's the underlying problem that's causing this problem?
Right.
So then we need to figure out what's going to do it. And that report will also tell you what you need to do to fix it.
Yeah.
I don't have that. You have the report on the computer.
Well,
it'll.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And so it'll tell you below average, and it'll tell you everything you need to do in that report to fix it.
It also tells you how to figure out your metabolic rate too.
Right.
So just like what you're talking about here, this will tell Rick how much exercise this patient should be doing, or this client should be doing,
and for how long,
what type of exercise, moderate, light, all that good stuff, how many minutes they should be doing it,
yep.
How many times a week, the frequency. It tells you everything. That's just part of it. Another one here is your weight loss tendency, right? So this profile indicates my weight loss tendency is normal, which means to successfully lose weight and keep it off, you have to stick to a well-planned program of diet and exercise, right? If it's below average, let me see if it says Our analysis investigated which genotype for each of these 7 genes was present in your DNA. Your rating of either normal or below average reflects whether your genotypes included those that carried a risk of reduced weight loss tendency. Meaning your weight loss tendency is I think it has to do with regain. Like no, there's weight regain right there. Let me read through it real quick. So the type and amount of exercise you can do also affect the results you get. It's important to make sure you are following the most effective exercise prescription for you. Your results from the genetic analysis related to your response to exercise will provide you with more guidance. Once you lose weight, it's very common for most people to regain some weight after they lose it. So although your genotype suggests that you are less likely to regain weight, other factors also can affect your tendency to regain lost weight. Physiological changes occur as a result of the weight loss, and these can encourage body fat regain. So this just tells us more information about that tendency. Let's see in here too. One of the big ones that is, do you guys know what satiety is? I know you know what satiety is. So satiety is the level of you being satisfied after you eat, right? How satisfied you are, cravings, things like that. So if you have a well below average or below average satiety, that means that your body is always craving food. Your body's always craving to eat. Even like you sit here and you eat all this food, you're like, you're still hungry. I want to eat more. I want to eat more. So what does that tell you, right? You need to be mindful and more disciplined in that approach, right? 'Cause there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Right. You know, you just have to be mindful that, hey, I'm programmed to want to keep eating. So I got to cut myself off. So this is just some of the information that's in this test. We've already talked about, you know, the lean protein, healthy fats, and complex carbs, the percentages that we should be eating. One thing that is a big one that I came back below average on was my B9 folate. And that's a big one because B9 folate is your MTHFR gene. Do you guys know what that is?
No clue.
So your MTHFR gene is your methylation process in the body. Let me get in here real quick. Have you ever heard of Gary Brecka? You know who Gary Brecka is? You don't know who Gary Brecka is? No, none of you guys know who Gary Brecka is, man.
No.
So Gary Brecka is a guy that kind of pioneered this whole movement, in my opinion. He's on YouTube. If you look him up, he's got a really good video on methylation. And methylation is the process in which your body. So how do I explain this to you? So you have a truck, right? And the truck takes oil. You got to turn oil into gas, right, for it to work in a truck, right? That's the methylation process in the body. When you put food or supplements in your body, it has to go through a process in order to be usable, right? Mm-hmm. That's methylation. So my methylation process is below average. So I have to make sure that I take in certain vitamins. Like you take, Jackie, you have the B12 injection, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's methylated B12, right? So that means there's two types of B12s, right? There's cyanocobalamin, and then there's methylated B12. The cyanocobalamin is the one that's compounded with cyanide, whereas methylated B12 is straight up methylated B12 that right when you inject it in your system, it's absorbed, right? So that's a lot of things people don't understand with some of these B12 supplements out there. Mm-hmm. There's a good one and there's not a good one. You know, is it going to kill you? No, but it's not going to work properly, and your body's you're probably going to pee out everything that you're taking because your body's not processing. So these are just some of the things that this report gives you insight on.
We see that a lot with the Frequence product. So Rise specifically, the reason why we compounded it with methylated B is for that. If you had the MTHR gene, our product would make you actually feel like crap. And a lot of people take other products that are on the market that they're like, oh, it's got B12 and B6 and whatever, but it's not methylated. And they don't know. Usually you don't know you have that gene until something goes wrong. That's usually how you find out that you have it. And people don't realize they're taking supplements that really are working against them.
So, if you have that gene, like I could go buy vitamins over the counter and they won't work for me mainly. That's why I take everything that I take now is from the bioidentical farm. I won't touch anything over the counter, like from, let you go in GNC or anything like that. I don't get all that crap. So I think
we're going to give out free training.
We are.
Yes, free training.
So if you're in the local area, hit us up. I like to give you guys some free training sessions. We'll kind of go from there, but and just so everybody knows, I work for Sweat PT out of Bailey's in St. Augustine. If you're in Jacksonville, there's 16 locations. Hit us up. I'll make sure you get with a trainer or somebody that, if it can't be me, it's too far away, if you're in California and you can't find a good trainer or something, call me. Get a hold of us. We'll help you. We'll find somebody for you. We'll make sure that if your trainer's doing something you're not sure of, ask me.
You got a question?
That's the thing with these genetic tests is that we can actually, we definitely can do these throughout the entire United States. We can also do them in other countries, Canada, England, Australia. There's only 4 countries where we can't provide this service.
Is it Russia?
Russia's one of them.
And as a trainer, like we said, that's the roadmap. Any trainer should be able to decipher that. If they can't, they get coaching with you, and then with the gut doctor, and that's just a no-brainer. I mean,
well, and then they also have the option of the continued coaching with Jackie or Brian, and that's what we're trying to bring here. Is the goal here is to provide a coaching platform for people to access that have
all the
professionals, experts in each different area, right?
Mm-hmm.
That have access to medical care also, that we can provide you with on point, accurate information about your genetics and your blood work, and we can put you on the right path, to live in a healthy lifestyle.
I want to ask everybody out there who got up this morning, went to the gym, who got off work today, went to the gym. How many people don't know what they're doing? How many people are struggling in their workouts? How many people aren't hitting their goals? And for how long? 6 months, 8 months, a year? Are you still where you were a year ago? If you don't make change, you're not going to see change. If you're not seeing change after 6 months, there's a problem.
Yeah.
And don't keep going to the gym doing the same shit daily. This bench press, incline press, this. Tomorrow, bench press, incline press. This. It doesn't work. We're here to help you. We're here to help you hit your goal.
That's why I joined up with Rick, man. I've been working out. I mean, I haven't been dedicated to working out my entire life. I've gone through phases where I didn't work out, but I played sports coming up, played high school, college sports. And then, I worked out a lot when I was younger. I just started working out again about 4 or 5 years ago. And I just got to the point where I'm like, hey, I keep doing the same shit every day. Like, I feel like I need to change something. So that's why I decided to go with Ricky. And let me tell you something, man. The first week, I've felt muscles I haven't felt.
It's only week 2, baby. Wait till we hit week 3. Right,
Right. Dude, I think it's important because, like I said, I worked out hard for a long time. I did the military side. I did the police side. I worked out a lot. I worked with different people and you need that person that gives good instruction and will also push you to what Rick says, your failure. So make sure you don't just get a trainer to get a trainer, but get someone who's going to expect you to push your body more than you would normally do.
That's the thing. Even if you're not local here, like Rick said, reach out to us. We can figure something out for you.
And not everybody's in there to build and grow but they're there for health and fitness and movement and mind and listen to your clients. I mean, I have 70-year-old women. I have 30-year-old women. I have a lady that just, Jackie sent to me the other day. She's like, Rick's my what'd she say, my drill instructor, my this, that, but he's also a teddy bear. Because so many people are intimidated by me. They walk in and go, my boss goes, this is your trainer. And I go, hey, how are you? I walk away. They go, hell no. Because I look like they all say the same stuff. He looks like he wants to kill somebody. It's not like that. I come across like that. My job is to give them what they ask me for. And it's a lot of money. So when somebody comes in and says, hey, I need this, I want to grow, I want to build, I want to lose, my job is to make you get that, because if you're getting that, I get paid. It's my job. I need you to hit your goal, but I also need residual income. It's my job. But at the end of the day, I love my job, and no matter what that is. And Heather's, but like she said, she's been with me for 3 years and she's very happy and sees the results and so on and so forth. But you've been with me a couple weeks now. Jackie's been with me a couple weeks, a couple months. Pat just signed on, and we're gonna grow. You're killing it. Pat's I'm still. How this works. I have a process.
I think I made a mistake, dude.
Yeah.
we have a process.
I just said that I had stuff left in the tank.
Yes, you did. What she did.
I think Monday.
Listen, my advice, see people out there.
I told him one day I went running. After
you
leg
don't
day.
ever tell your trainer.
I'll never run again after leg day.
What?
True. It's true. All right. This was good. This is a great conversation tonight.
It was a good conversation, and we'll leave off on a positive note. And type down below, like we said, if you're interested in genetics, if you're interested in DNA, type that down below. If you're interested in Rick's services, Jack's past services, we're gonna get back to you. Put it down below, and we want to help as many people as possible so that you guys can feel as good as we feel. Because every day, myself, Jack, and Pat, we're feeling good all the time. We all know Rick feels good all the time. But we want you guys to feel good, and we want you guys to benefit from where you could be and be part of progressive health and not just being a statistic.
We want to be the people that help you find out who you can be. We want to be the people that help you get to optimize your body and your life, and they're hand in hand, mental and physical, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to make money. Look, it's our job. But that, like those texts, like Heather sent us the other day and stuff like that. How amazing she is. That Rick's this, he's that. That's what makes me tick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they got something on it.
How many people out there go to their job every day and can't stand it? They can't wait. I love my job. I tell people to pick shit up, put it down 1,000,000 times a day, and I don't do nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he does the work though. He puts all the weights on it for me. I just lay there.
Damn, man.
All right, guys. All right. Before Pat gets himself in more trouble,
Shit's getting
see you
deep.
guys next week.
I'm just joking. He works my ass.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks again to our sponsor tonight, Crave. Good food, awesome food. Check them out in the 2 locations in St. Augustine. And we will be back with you guys one more week next week before the holiday. And we'll talk a little bit about food during the holidays and food shaming and all that other good stuff. So that'll be some of the things we talk about briefly next week.
And getting ready for the new year.
And getting ready for the new year. January.
He's got a
crazy
time.
All that stuff.
All right,
we're gonna hit y'all up and let y'all know.
Have a good night.
Have a good one, y'all.
Take care, guys.
I'm going.